What is up, everybody? My name is Miguel, aka the Liberal Thrifter, and welcome to episode 7 of my new YouTube series where I stand on my soapbox and talk to you guys about my favorite thing in the world, going out to thrift stores and buying stuff to flip on eBay for a profit. Thanks so much for coming back. I really appreciate it. Well, this is part 2 of my big haul. As you guys know, for a little while was MIA, and in that time I built up quite a bit of inventory. So here's part 2. I kind of separated them to try to make it a little more even, so that everybody can, get a better idea and learn some different things from the different videos. So without further ado, let's get to what you're probably here to see. I'm going to show you guys 10 things that I picked up. Do a quick rapid fire of some of the rest of the bread and butter, meat and potatoes kind of stuff. And then I'm going to show you 10 items that sold recently. The first item I'm going to show you is this Dragon Ball Z t-shirt. It is unbranded, completely not unofficial thing. But guys, what is the motto of this channel? Think like a buyer, think like a fan. So this is just someone custom making an airbrush, and it is great. I mean, it's a wonderful design. If it's straight up airbrush and not a print, that's amazing. It could be a print though. I'm not an expert on that. But look at this. If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, would you rather have a mass-produced, available at any Hot Topic t-shirt, or would you rather have this unique looking, very cool, very artsy shirt that makes you stand out and professes your love from Dragon Ball Z to the world? Which one would you rather have? I think most people, a lot of people, would rather have this one. So that's why I picked it up. Paid $4.50, and there's not a comp because this is completely original. Put up for 50. Take whatever I can. Probably gonna get somewhere in the $35 to $40 range. So again, think like a fan. Take chances on custom stuff as long as it's good quality, and you can make a lot of money just following those two things. This next item is a pair of Skechers little slip-on shoes, and what's special about these, I don't know if you can tell there, these are Dr. Seuss Sneetches branded. So it's got all these little stars right here. Pretty good on the bottom. There's not any bald spots or anything. Model SN15536. This is a pair of women's 7.5. See if you can see in there too. That's kind of neat. The colorful insides. So these are pretty rare. I think this was probably limited. I don't see a whole lot of them online. I did pay up a little bit. These had no price on them when I took them to the counter, and the counter person I think they knew I was a flipper, and they decided to price these up a little bit because you could tell I thought they were good. So I paid $12, but I still got them because I think I can get somewhere in the $45 to $50 range for these shoes, and some Dr. Seuss fan is really going to dig this unique pair of shoes. This next item is one of my favorite brands. This is a Rain Spooner. Go. That's a size 2XL, and this is a surfboard themed Hawaiian shirt. Rain Spooner again, has always sold very, very well for me. So somebody who likes Rain Spooner quality and is into surfing is probably going to pick this up for me. Paid $4, but I think I can get somewhere in the $35 to $40 range. This next item is a board game. It's a board game called Couples Retreat. It's a pretty complicated thing with a DVD. It kind of drew my attention, and at this point sometimes I'll just scan board games that look interesting to me. But if you look on the back there, see all this stuff in the bottom, basically means that this board game was promoted on a bunch of TV shows. USA Today, Good Morning America, CNN. So stuff like that will go viral with like middle America, kind of people who take their cues from that kind of a show. So I figured, I was like, this looks interesting, and I scanned it, and these bad boys are going for close to $100. Um, I think I could probably get for sure like 80 to 90. It is complete. It looks almost brand new, but sometimes I feel like certain board games are a little bit overpriced, and they will sell a lot quicker if you kind of price them a little more reasonable. So I'm going to price it somewhere in the 90 range, take 80, somewhere in that range. I only paid $5. So yeah, when you go into the board game section, obviously skip past all the mass produced stuff, but if you see something that looks interesting, scan it with your eBay app, and sometimes you can really find a nice surprise there. This next item is a vintage t-shirt. It's a Mad Magazine. What Me Worry, Alfred E. Newman. Used to read Mad Magazine when I was a teenager. I mainly wanted to show you guys this one for the label. So if you can see there, this is a Thunder Creek label, medium. So obviously not a mass-produced label, but that's kind of a good idea. It's probably somewhere in the 80s as far as the era goes. It's not the greatest return. I paid $2. I should be able to get somewhere in the 25-ish, but I just wanted you guys to get an idea of the kind of labels that you want to look into. This next item is a Lucius Tate Mad as Hell CD. This is a comedy CD with prank calls on it. So with CDs, you wanna take a look at the CD section always, because you never know when you can sneak in a video game in there somewhere. But if you don't know what you're looking for at the CD rack, just try to look for stuff that's not mass produced, not so common, a little rarer. And comedy CDs, some of the smaller ones are gonna be pretty good. Obviously not like the giant stand-up people that just do, sell millions of CDs. Not your Jeff Foxworthys, not your Gabriel Iglesias, not anything like that. But somebody niche, somebody smaller, their CDs are usually going to do pretty decent. Paid $1.50. This one's only worth about 25, but for $1.50 into 25, I think that's worth it, and it's super easy to ship. Throw in a little padded mail bubbler mailer and ship it out, and it can get to your local destination safely. So keep an eye out for interesting, rarer type of CDs. Comedy stuff, especially, is a good one to concentrate on. If you ever find a lot of comedy CDs, you probably are going to hit a jackpot in there somewhere. If you see a listing on Facebook Marketplace or something for a bunch of comedy CDs, I would take a chance depending on the pricing, but yeah, they've done really well for me in the past. This next item is a Grateful Dead 50th anniversary t-shirt, but it is on an Under Armour t-shirt, Under Armour branded. So Under Armour getting into the commemorative t-shirt game, not just sports, not just anything like that. As I mentioned before, Deadheads or Grateful Dead fans are really rabid and they really love their merch. So, pretty sure this is going to do well. They did price this up a little bit. This was $6, but I'm pretty sure I can get somewhere in the $40 range for this. So, yeah, now you got to keep an eye out for Under Armour stuff, because they're probably going to come out with a bunch of different themed things, not just sports stuff. This next item is a pair of Bebe, B-E-B, women's eyeglasses. This is a model called Raquel. I don't know if you can read that, probably not. But I wanted to show you this for a couple of reasons. One, that's a very unique design. It's not your traditional kind of closed thing, so that's going to make it a little bit more appealing to someone who wants something different, doesn't want just your same old eyeglasses. And the other thing is, as you can see, it's missing a nose piece. So, when I got into eyeglasses, I went and bought myself this needed supplies, and I recommend that you guys do too. There's like this little plastic tackle box looking thing that has a bunch of screws and nose pads and things like that. You want to get that. There's also going to be, also want the specialty screwdrivers. And with those two things, you can replace that, you can fix that really quickly and not have to, these are not worth tossing just because they're a little bit damaged. You can repair them, you can bring them back to life, and you can find somebody who wants them. Paid only 75 cents for this one. The price is going down at my local Deseret for glasses, so that's pretty nice. I should be able to get somewhere in the $25, $27 range shipped. So yeah, just any women's eyeglasses especially has to do a lot with look. So if you see something unique, cat eye, jeweled, anything like that, then just keep in mind it'll probably be worth at least looking up. This next item is a Boca Juniors 2005 t-shirt. Boca Juniors is an Argentinian soccer club. There's the tag. And it does specifically, mention the year on there somewhere as well. There you go, 2005. So this is worth money because you can get this. This wasn't really sold in the States. This was sold in Argentina, where Boca Juniors is one of the most popular clubs. So I see this tag. It's a size 3 European, so so you got to look up what the actual size is. But people, transplants, people who come from other countries, they want something that reminds them of home. They want to still support, their teams that they supported during their lives. Just because they moved somewhere else doesn't mean they stop supporting their teams. So, foreign-made sports stuff is something you want to keep an eye on, and you want to put into your rotation and look up whenever you see something like that. Paid $3. This one's hard to price. There's not really another one out there, but just Boca Junior stuff actually goes really high in eBay. I'm guessing I will get somewhere in the $70 range just for this t-shirt. And then the last item I want to show you guys is this Kobe Bryant Black Mamba. I don't know if you can tell, read the writing, because it's kind of, artsy writing. That's the Kobe logo. As I mentioned before, but just in case you need the channel, I'll mention it. On Nike stuff, you want to look bottom left. There's usually going to be where your tags are, and there's usually going to be a tag in there that you can really use to really narrow down what it is. This particular one's model 827398-010. That's a size medium, and I paid up a little bit for this one. I paid $8. Should be able to get about 40. The sad thing about this though is if it wasn't a medium, I'll probably get more in the $70 range. Unfortunately, if you look up this particular model, all of their shirts are somewhere in the $60, $70 range, except someone's undercutting the medium for no reason at all. And, that means I have to come in at least a slightly bit under there. I could also, price a normal one, wait for them to sell, but I think I'd rather not sit on this too long. But yeah, I should be able to get somewhere still in the $40 range. So, I guess I'll have to be content with that. So that's 10 of my more interesting pickups. Let's go ahead and go into some rapid fire here. I'm going to show you guys just on a quick succession a bunch of the little stuff that I got, and it's mostly going to be shirts. But yeah, let's get started. All right, so that's a Henley shirt. If you ever see a shirt like that, that's called a Henley. That's the keyword you want to use. This is Scotch Bay, which is a division of Scotch and Soda. Scotch and Soda is a really great brand to look out for. This is, I guess, just one of their sublines. It's a weird one. It's because it's got the built-in undershirt, I guess. Paid somewhere in the $5 range. Should be able to get about 25, 30. There's a really great shirt. I would have shown it on the normal one, but you know, I've been showing you guys a lot of Disneyland stuff, so I wanted to mix it up. It's a Disneyland Indiana Jones ride shirt. It's a size small, so the size does hurt it a little bit, but it's good. I paid up a little bit for this one. I paid somewhere in the $8 range. I think I can get somewhere in the $40 range for this one. There's another Kobe shirt. Yeah, I mean, KB24. As usual, if you look in there, it's got the tag with the numbers. So remember to look that up for most Nike stuff, not all of it. Some of the cheaper Nike stuff doesn't have that, but most of the higher end stuff does. I'm not 100% sure this is original, honestly. This looks a little bit iron-on-ish. But if it is, I'll probably get somewhere, still get somewhere in the $30 range. If it's a original, I'll probably get a little bit more in the 40 or 50. This is a Tory Richard. There's the tag right there. It's a 2XL, kind of a Hawaiian, but it is Italy themed. So you've got all the Colosseum, Parthenon, wine. Oh, no, Parthenon's Greek. What the heck am I talking about? I should have edited that out. I'll look dumb. Or maybe I'll just leave it in. But yeah, bunch of Italian images. Didn't pay much for it. $5. Should be able to get somewhere in the 30. It's a Chapman University. It's just a small college. You guys know I like to pick up small college stuff. You know, this looks like something somebody would wear because it's not just a plain t-shirt. Paid $5-ish or so for it. Should be able to get somewhere in the 25, 30 range. Here's a good one, and I probably should have given you guys more info on this one too. This is a Tokidoki. Tokidoki used to be really great. It's still pretty good. Tokidoki for Hello Kitty. So you've got Hello Kitty there doing her Godzilla thing in a cute little Godzilla costume. Paid $4. Should be able to get somewhere in the 30 range. Somewhere in there. There's a brand called Dolls Kill. They made it look, it's for a fulfillment center, so I think there's an actual fulfillment center somewhere here near me, you know, where they ship stuff out. They made it look like a band shirt though, and I do know that Dolls Kill has a pretty good following, so I thought somebody might want it. I didn't pay much for it. I paid $2, and I think for the right buyer, I'm gonna have to probably sit on this one a little bit. For the right buyer, I could probably get somewhere in the $30 range. Let's look at some more here. This is a BJ pen, just scrap down under. This is there's a walk out shirt, I believe, from when BJ Penn fought in Australia. I didn't pay much for it. I paid $2, but again, for the right person, it's a size small. It's a size small. But for the right person, I probably can get about 35. Might have to sit on it for a little while though. I did find another BJ Penn one. This one was more plain. The Hawaiian, that's not a British. The Hawaiian Island flag has a British looking logo on there as well. Same thing, paid $2 and found these next to each other. This one's a large though, might sell a little bit faster, and because it's not event specific, maybe someone will want it. And yeah, should be able to get somewhere in the 30 range for that. That's a nice Roar. Talked about Roar before. Do still recommend buying them as long as they're not wildly overpriced. They usually have like embroidered something or other, maybe something, some saying. This one says tried and true. It's got the shoulder things there. Paid about 6. Should be able to get about 30. Probably need to go a little faster. Sorry, guys. I hope this is still interesting to you guys. So this is an Onitsuka Tiger hoodie. There it is right there. This is actually a pretty decent brand. I'm not 100% sure it's legit. I'll have to do a little bit more research. But I only paid $5 for it, so I thought I could take a chance. If it is real, I'll probably get somewhere in the $40 range for that. It's a Violent Gentleman Los Angeles hockey shirt. Violent Gentleman usually has a lot of different themes, different, it'll go for different teams, different color schemes to match the themes for the location. This is a size 3X, so that helps a lot. I only paid like $5 for this, so I should be able to get about 30. That's a Uniqlo UT. I know I've talked about Uniqlo UT before. This one's not as huge of a moneymaker as some of the other ones. It is, what is that, Dragon Ball Z? Yeah, Dragon Ball Z themed. Paid $4. Should be able to get somewhere in the 25 to 30 range. It is a little bit on the small side. It's a plain Johnny Cupcakes pocket tee. Johnny Cupcakes used to be amazing. Not so much anymore, but still decent. And I only paid $2 for this one, so it should be able to get about 25. And the last one I'm going to show you guys is this little Four of Spades shirt, and it's for a tour that they did. This is a very, very unknown niche band that I think is from the Philippines. And is there another one out there? Not really. So someone's a fan of Filipino rock bands, they're gonna go online, they're gonna see this shirt, and that's about it. If they want to rep this band, they're going to have to buy it from me. So, paid $4. Should be able to get somewhere in the $30 range, but I'll probably have to wait because, again, I'm going to have to find just the right buyer for it. And yeah, that wraps up most of my rapid fire here. I'm going to hold a little bit back for the next video. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Now let's get into some solds. Here's 10 items that sold recently, and as always, these are, a lot of them are going to be stuff that I've shown you guys, including this first one that I'm really happy about. This is one of the first items that I showed you guys. This is an Affliction Black Premium Label jacket. It's kind of like a quilted, heavier jacket, and the buttons and the zipper and everything was really nicely branded. Paid $10. I took a best offer for $78. So that's still a pretty good profit. I still have one more of those Affliction Black Labels to sell. Hopefully she'll sell this winter. This next one is a t-shirt for Juice WRLD, Death Race for Love, Section 8. I know these words. I don't know exactly why they go together. Apparently it's like a rapper or something. I'm not sure. It's a size small. Size hurt it a little bit. If it was a bigger size, I'd probably get more in the $70 range. But as it is, paid $8 and sold for $50. This next item is a Conair Deluxe Hydro Spa, new in the box. So obviously the box has a lot of wear on it. I don't know if you can see on the pictures there. But the items inside were still wrapped in their plastic, still new. So it's one of those things that you put on the side of your tub, and it makes your tub into like a spa. I only paid like $8 to $10 for this one. As you can see, sold for $80. So keep an eye out for fancy looking bath stuff like that. That can sometimes be really worth your while, and it can be worth good money. This next item is a Louis the Child black medium polo. And Louis the Child is apparently an EDM artist. Very niche again. but I found the right buyer for this one, so much so that they messaged me and they were like, hey, can you please make sure to send this? I need this by Thursday. It was a Monday. So I said, sure thing. It should get there by then. So packed it up same day, took it to the post office for them, just to be nice. And yeah, paid 7-ish for it. And as you can see, sold for 40. So again, niche artists, niche musicians, don't be scared that it's not gonna sell. It's gonna sell at some point to the right fan. This next item is a pair of Asics Matte Flex 5 black and red wrestling shoes. It's always wrestling shoes, boxing shoes, specialty shoes of all sorts. You want to always look them up. Model J902Y, size 9.5. Paid about $8, and as you can see, sold for 40. This next item is a Northern Arizona University large embroidered full zip hoodie. You guys know I like the middle range schools that won't have a lot of merchandise online. So this was really nice. All the letters were fully embroidered. And I think I took a best offer on this one. I think I had it up for 40 and it just took a best offer for 30 just to kind of move it along. But yeah, don't be afraid to take a chance on these smaller schools as long as their merchandise is not flooded into the market and that they have a large enough student body to make it worth your while to help you find a buyer. This next item is a Mizuno MVS C022 catcher's mitt. Now, when catcher's mitt are fantastic, almost everyone you find is going to be worth picking up as long as they're decently priced. Baseball gloves, a little more hit or miss. They have to be good quality and stuff, but a catcher's mitt, there's so much work that goes into making it that almost all of them are going to be expensive. Paid $8, and as you can see, sold for 42. This is another one of those items that I showed before. This is a new tag 5 Fingers M349 running shoes. Turns out these are running shoes, not necessarily to be in the water, which is what I thought when I saw them. There are some that are for the water, but this is more people like to run in them, and that seems kind of crazy to me, but apparently they swear by it and think it's comfortable. Size 46, so European sizes. Spent, I believe it was about $12, as you can see, sold for 70. Next item is a pair of Nike Magista Ola 2s, Volt orange and black, soccer cleats or football cleats. It's a size 8. I wanted to show you these because look at them. They don't look particularly like anything special. They look very plain. They're nothing intricate. They still sold for $50. Paid only about $6 or $7 for these. I mean, they're very plain looking, but they still commanded a good amount of money, so I'm pretty happy about that. And the last item I want to show you guys is this Elton John blue small British flag hoodie. I saw this. It's on an Elton John tag, and I saw this, and I'm like, some big Elton John fans are going to really dig this. Again, not mass produced, very niche. Oh, well, I mean, a lot of people like Elton John. He has a lot of fans, and I think he's doing his farewell tour, so I think that probably helped right now. Paid about $7 or $8, but as you can see, sold for 50. So stuff for a very popular artist can also sell really well, as long as it's not the kind of stuff you can just get plain anywhere. This, because it's on his label, probably was on his website at some point, maybe at a concert, but not at like Walmart or Target or wherever. So that makes it more rare, that makes it worth more, and that means you can get more money for it. So keep that in mind when you're outsourcing. What's up, everyone? Future Miguel here. Apparently my iPhone decided to eat my outro, so I have to redo it. Basically, just thank you very much for watching. If you got through all of this, you are a trooper, and I really appreciate you. Join me back in a couple of weeks. I've got a great video planned. It's going to be nothing but pickups. 25 great pickups, including quite a few $100 plus pickups that I think you guys will learn a little something from. So again, yeah, thanks again for joining. Please like, subscribe, comment anything that you have a question about, anything that you've picked up from me. I would really love to hear it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Everybody be cool and have safe and happy holidays. Be cool.